Okay. Let's, say hello, everybody. Oh, that's the screen I need to go. Greetings and welcome to Fall of Avanswell. Are everybody having a fine day? Are you ready to dive into adventure once more? Our heroes are ready to dive into adventure. I guess why don't we start off with the basics of our introduction and our question for the day before we dive into a summary of what happened last time. So, our question today that I asked to all the players here was, what special skill are you good at that you don't share with others? What is your character good at? So why don't we start with the D20 to begin with, as we always do, to see who goes first.
Oh, Wyrm, you gotta fix your icon. It's not Ixbanor, it's your dragon.
Oh, gosh. Yep, my other one, you're right.
Alright. Well, Jessie, Calder, you are first. I want to give an introduction to your character, who you are, basically, and then we'll summary the question.
Oh, yeah. Playing Calder Wrynn, human gunslinger, ex-con, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Uh-huh. Disregard that they found me rotting in a cell.
It was a military cell, so it's hard to say about the exact thing there, you know?
Could have just been sleeping in there.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
They caught you trying to steal something.
It was never proven in a court of law, so whose word are you really going to take?
Exactly.
Theirs, probably.
I mean, no.
Calder's really good at cooking. That's one of his, or used to be one of his favorite pastimes.
Ooh. Okay.
He makes a mean white chicken chili.
Okay. So, had some time to cook in the past and just doesn't have the same anymore. I mean, when you're traveling and on the road a lot more, you don't have time to sit down and cook a lot.
Yeah, nowadays it's hardtack and perpetual blinding stew.
Now, we've been talking before we got started here. Do you want to give up your initiative to Wyrm here, Joe, for just a second?
I'll just go.
Alright, so Joe, why don't you give a character introduction, your own introduction, and here's the question.
I am Joe. I am playing Umbrin Wisespark. I'm a Fetchling Animist. And I'm really good at bird spotting.
Ooh.
Oh gosh, that's so funny. Okay. Well,
That's cool.
I like that as like a weird skill. Like you got into birds, you just haven't had a chance to do it. You know, that's fun. That's a fun one. All right, cool. Who knows? Maybe you'll hear some bird calls and it'll have to come up one day. You know, it's the skills we define that you never know it'll come up. Anyway, Wyrm.
This is really funny because I had mine planned way in advance. My name is Diamond Wyrm, and I am playing Ixbanor, the awakened animal ferret sorcerer with a touch of alchemy. I'm very good at bird calls. I use them often. I use different bird calls to trick people who are running the pigeon coops and chicken coops to try and steal their little their baby chickens.
I was gonna say, I can imagine you're very good at making chicken sounds.
I just imagine you also use the bird calls to like lure birds in to grab them. You're like,
yeah,
it's my special skill.
100%.
Lunch.
That's what happens when you give intelligence to a carnivore.
Well, I can spot them for you, and then you can call them over.
Yeah. That's why I thought that was so funny when you said
and then Calder can cook them.
True.
We'll open up our own restaurant.
It all works out.
Anyway, if you missed last time, everybody got back to town and met Calder. That's the summary of it all. The little devil's in the details, though, because there is some information spreading around town about a possible goblin assault. And also there's this entire thing of how far did they really get in their plans to replace people and infiltrate? Does that mean that's why they're beginning their attack now? Was it unsuccessful and they're just going now because it's the proper time with the military force? You're unsure. And so trying to find a way to perhaps test and discover if someone is one of these replacements, as you could call it. Meat puppets? Meat puppets. Yeah. That's probably a little bit better.
And technically, Eskret disappeared in the city somewhere.
Eskret did disappear to the city somewhere. For now, the canon story, if it ever comes up or it matters, is I can just let you know. Eskret decided to wander off with his two new best friends, the Bedouin brothers, and they're going on misadventure somewhere.
Oh god.
So the three of them off on misadventures, heading probably east. Maybe they'll go into the kind of forbidden lands far to the east, because they're just a couple of dudes, and, you know, the two of them can survive and may call their new guy king, you know? So going into the dangerous area that civilization couldn't run to, but some individuals could, thumbs up. You know, that old chestnut. Anyway, so, you decided to return to the former base that you had been in just a couple days ago. Is there anything you're doing in prepping before your journey, or are you heading out? What time of day was it? I think. I can't remember what we were at last.
I think we rested and we were going to get moving in the morning.
Okay, I believe that is accurate. I just had to remember. This is me forgetting something of the details.
That's fair.
And, thank you. Alright, so you...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You say on the way out, I did want to stop by the temple/hospital and just check in at our...
Oh, yeah.
We dropped off.
Mm-hmm. Alright. You can indeed do that. You will find, within entering into the Temple of the Gods, you will be directed to the hospital wing, of course, and you'll be taken easily to the woman, who is awake and conscious, but she seems kind of like a little bit out of there, and kind of like basically staring off in a window as she's kind of in like one of these beds here. She's bandaged up where her arm would be. It seems like they've, managed to treat her with some combination of magic and medicine to at least stabilize her. She looks a lot better than she was. She still doesn't probably look great. Still a little pale, but much better.
I don't want to disturb her, so I'll just let one of the hospital people know we're going to be leaving the city, but we will check back in on her when we arrive.
You were the one that brought her in, yes?
Yes.
Do you know what happened to any of her fellows? She's asked for them repeatedly.
The only one that was nearby the area that the tree collapsed on was unfortunately dead.
We will do our best to keep things proper with her.
I would advise her not to try to go back to where she came from. It's getting quite dangerous in that area.
Are the rumors true then?
There's things have been spotted out there.
Oh.
We're going to investigate.
Please hurry then. You may be our safest if it truly is, and the rumors are true about dread approaching. We must warn people away.
Agreed. I'll let you know more when we get back.
Thank you. Let the shadows of the gods bless you.
And you.
Alright, you can meet up with the others, who probably are hanging around outside of the church-looking building. Again, it's one of those things is because the gods don't really exist on this plane the same way anymore. The religious sites are very strange to be visiting, There are only a few followers here and there, with the priests that kind of maintain things, and most people are just here for the hospital.
Yeah.
Basically, probably like a nurse came out and like asked the two of you as if you were like kind of more waiting, be like, "Are you here to see someone?
I will say if the
Your blessing?"
If the others followed us, you would have seen me stop in the doorway and make a gesture.
Yeah. Anyway. Anything else you're doing before you leave town?
I don't think so. It was mentioned that there wasn't much in terms of a local alchemist or apothecary.
I would say you got the sense that you were probably the most advanced one. There are some materials that
I
are
was the
in...
local alchemist up until
Yes.
recently.
The Ixbanor really was the local alchemist. As for anything other, there is some material that the small group, the basically battalion of dwarven forces that have assigned themselves to this place, and under the commander, they are probably brought some materials. So most likely, when you were poking around, it was probably in Dwarven Innovations, because they were probably one of the more technical advanced when it comes to firepower and gunpowder and stuff like that.
Gotcha, but not much in the ways of like anything to add to my formula book.
Unfortunately, I would say not impossible to find something, but it would take a lot of time and be difficult, and you hadn't found anything up until now.
That's fair.
There is kind of things like Birchleans is not at full capacity for a city of this size. You can definitely tell over the last, 5 to 10 years, with the war ongoing in other parts of the continent, slowly approaching here, people left to go deeper into the country, and probably what could be called the most foolhardy or toughest or kind of more of like, people with reasons to stay have stayed behind. You as a wanderer, you're kind of like, well, you weren't going to set down roots necessarily in this area, so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That
What is your exact plan then? You have 2 known entrances to the way for where you're going. Which way do you want to go? Because you can either head north and find your way back to Creston Mine and enter that way into where you found, or you can try to navigate your way through a forest that you were in the middle of when you found the other exit. It wouldn't be impossible for the navigation through a forest, but again, you just kind of wandered through a forest being like, this way is south? That's kind of what you did. So it would be difficult to find your way back that way. Not impossible, difficult.
I feel like we could make our way back to the spot in the river, because we did head south until we reached a river, and at that point we would probably be able to follow the river back to that point. That's where things would get difficult, but
even that point, you're probably not going to be exact on that point because you didn't necessarily mark the river, and it's a long stretch of river. There are plenty of banks that look very similar to each other.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like rivers have very distinct coasts depending on where you are, but it depends.
It does depend.
On how far... Actually, it also depends a lot on how much of the river we travel, too. But
it was, I think, about half a day's journey along the river. So...
I think it would be safer to try to backtrack.
It would be safe.
To try to go back to the town.
Because we'd have to sneak past the encampment. The encampment we just set up just outside of that town.
Yeah, and also, he's still... What's his name? The Hunchback is still there. He's going to be
some
keeping
form or
an
other.
eye out. Yeah, and he might be keeping an eye out, and we don't know if he's going to be in friendly form.
Going to try to do that. I will tell you, I believe I want 2 survival checks from you then, if you're going to try to navigate back.
That's fine.
River 1 will be a less DC. Going through the forest will be a higher DC. Because
I'm
as much as you
also
were
going-
traveling south, it probably wasn't a straight line south kind of thing, you know?
Right. I'm also going to cast Show Me the Way, or Show the Way, just to make it easier on travel.
Alright. Okay. Okay, show the way. You and our allies gain a preternatural knowledge of the path ahead, allowing you to intuit the best way forward and avoid potential obstacles such as difficulties with the terrain. It's just because you're making long distance travel easier for 8 hours.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Basically, it
We travel
the type
faster.
of it's a type of I guess it says detection, but basically it's just all like, oh, that way if we veered this way, we'll avoid a little drop into a cliff or something,
Yeah.
Yes. If you veer out of the way, it doesn't necessarily detract from you on your path that you're taking. You kind of stay in the direction you're going. Alright.
Yeah.
Well, who wants to roll some survivals to see how well you do?
I get plus 11 in survival,
Yeah, I only got a
have
plus 7.
1.
Oh.
so I will take the lead.
Okay.
I'm a smart ferret, not a wise ferret.
Alright. So you'll follow your path along the river as best as you can. Whether or not you're exactly where you were, it does become kind of hard to tell. You kind of have some ideas about how the river bent in that area, but it does look as though you've passed a few places that look similar to that. So it's kind of like you were also not necessarily focused on, hey, let's remember where this was. It was more, holy shit, let's get home.
Yeah. And you wanted a second one?
I do want a second one.
Come on, let's roll over a 10.
Activate that.
There you
Not over a 10, but
No, that's not over 10, never mind.
It's still not terrible.
no, that's a 7.
Well, the average DC now at level 5 is 20, so...
Yes.
And if it's gonna be a more difficult check.
Alright. You will spend the time that you would have backtracking to where you were. You have not found your way. You are somewhere in the forest. You might be close to it. You are, generally speaking, at least knew you headed east and then north, but you don't see it. You don't see anything that kind of stands out as similar to what you were looking for.
Do you guys know where you're going?
Nope.
Roughly, we were running for our lives when we left, so...
You didn't leave a marker? A sigil of some kind?
We weren't expecting to be coming back.
That's fair enough, isn't it?
Sending you to this nice forest area.
Could I try, like, climbing a tall tree and, like, try roll nature to try to see if I can get any bearings?
Sure. I would need a perception and a nature. I will want both of them.
I'll need
basically,
a token then.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, perception, go.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Can't roll over a 10.
Yeah, apparently. And then a nature check, please. Okay.
Sorry.
Hey, that one's not
If you went up there too, you could do it. You could do it. I know.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could take him up with me. I'll
Yeah.
roll it as well.
Okay. So,
Well, there's a
You got-
nature.
you kind of take a look around, and as you're kind of like studying the forest in this area, you're kind of like looking around, and unfortunately a lot of trees are the same. But then you begin to think back about some of the things that you noticed there, some of the small like issues that like you're remembering, and then you remembered that there was a tree nearby to where you were that tends to be a little bit of a rare tree in these woods. It's like a type of white birch that you do see a couple in this forest, but they're pretty rare. So you kind of start looking around for white birches, and you manage to basically, at first you don't see it, not at all, but then you recognize some leaves. You think you know where there's a white birch nearby. It is a distance away, maybe half an hour to an hour from where you are. So it's kind of like you're looking out there, and you notice in the distance, you're like, those branches, the way they are, that's a white birch. That seems to be the only one. You're like 99% that's far out over there and do that, but it's the only one that you can kind of see this area, so you're gonna have to go that way. It's going to be nightfall though by the time you've reached that perch.
We could try to set up a camp for the night. It would probably be best if we've been traveling a while anyway. We want to go in fresh, in case there is any danger that has entered in there.
All right,
Probably best.
Alright,
I could try to do a survival to try to set up a somewhat hidden area for us.
Umbrin and Ixbanor, I want you to give me a second perception check while you were up on those treetops, though. I do want that from you. Just roll me and see what you get.
Oh no,
Yeah.
the GM's bringing out the chainsaw car.
Oh gosh.
Both of you kind of listening
rolled
around, and
I
you will
rolled a
notice
I rolled a 6.
That's a nice one, dog.
the forest feels even wider than it did before. That's all you kind of notice. That's like, huh. But before when you were here, it was a little quiet. There weren't as many birds chirping. There was just something a little bit weird about the forest. At least in this area, it feels the same. You were pretty far south from where you were before. As far as you know, you're also in the middle of the woods, so. But it's just kind of quiet.
We're definitely going to be taking shifts tonight.
Okay. I guess if you're going to hide your campsite, I'd allow either like a nature to recognize a nice natural area or survival to set it up yourself. I'd say both would work. It's just the difference between, you finding a place that's really good to kind of hide a campsite or making one out of natural stuff.
Well, both are plus 11. Let's,
You said survival
if
or
there's-
nature?
yeah.
Yes.
I'll do a nature, see if I can find anything natural we can use.
All right. You will actually be able to kind of
Hey.
take a look around the area. And you had been up top. You might have not noticed a lot when it came to trying to find the caves you have. But what you will find, it seems, is like a little natural area that you can probably kind of squeeze yourselves in for. And you think even if you set some things up, it's like a little animal den that you kind of take a look around and you recognize that there doesn't seem to be like current signs of anything living in there. So sort of like an abandoned animal den of some kind, maybe like a bear once lived here or something like that. But it's like a kind of like a smaller kind of cave area you can notice. And you think you could probably like put some stuff in the way of the entrance to really hide it. And even then you might be able to have like a small campfire in there to keep some heat up at night. But it's kind of like back and kind of curved away from the entrance just enough that you might be able to hide the light.
Okay.
And the small area, it'll be, you don't need a lot to keep it warm then.
Yeah. It'll be a little musty, kind of like it's got that. It's definitely old animal smell, like old bear smell, but it's definitely like probably hasn't been there in months and months and months. So.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Mm-hmm.
True.
All right, who's taking what shift?
I'll take
I'll probably-
first.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll take second because it's
Okay.
a little darker. I have good night vision perception, so.
I have no night vision, so I'll take the darkest time of the night.
No! Why don't, I could take. Well, that's what I was thinking. The darkest might be
Well,
second.
it's
You
second
can
one.
give Talas a shift. Remember, he is
I think
there.
that-
He's like, I'm.
Yeah.
When do you want me?
oh,
to
yeah,
do
he'll
that?
go one too. So I will take the last shift then, because I can take I can take the
Yeah.
last shift then.
So,
Because it's more like I think it's like 2 a.m. is the darkest point of the night.
Yes.
So, Calder, Umbrin, Talas, Ixbanor will be the order of shifts. Alright, Calder, why don't you start by giving me a perception? Let's see how your shift goes.
Of
Let's see what you get.
course. What could go wrong?
The night is quiet. There are a few bugs you can hear, but other than that, it is eerily silent tonight. It's one of those things is you have remembered their nights around the forest even a few weeks ago when we were traveling this way, and they were not this quiet. Even in town, sometimes over the night you could still hear like owls and things like that, but no, this is just quiet. Very quiet. It just feels a little weird, but you don't hear anything else during your shift. Umbrin, you are soon awakened for your shift. If you can give me a perception check to see how your shift is.
Come on.
30. Very, very good roll. Nice. So, as you're kind of going through your shift, and you two notice the unnatural quietness, you begin to hear echoing in the distance noises that sound like barks and yips. They seem vaguely familiar. You encountered them once before. Wargs. They sound like the noises those wargs make. As you're kind of like listening in on them, just making sure they're not getting closer, you do hear what sounds like something approaching your position. It doesn't get too close. Like as you're on guard, like, you know, judging how close it maybe perhaps comes. Maybe thinking about yourself. Maybe it's time to wake the people, maybe not. But then you hear another noise. A voice alongside of it. A voice, language, I do believe you speak. What sense do you have? The beasts smell something. Gone. Maybe just another bear. We must hunt. Begin soon. Alright, return to patrol. We must prevent any fleeing. Soon. The blood will flow. To the beasts! And you'll hear the yapping and barking. Leave.
Just to be on the safe side, I am going to put the fire out.
Okay. Right. The rest of your shift will be reasonably quiet, but you still will hear, echoing in the distance, yaps and hollers of wargs as they hunt the night. Talas' turn.
I will
if anybody...
let Talas know.
Do you want me to roll for Talas? Does someone want to take over for Talas? I know that there are some provisions on sheets to roll. But I haven't leveled up Talas. So he gets +2 to this. I'll roll perception.
Well, just change the number at the top. You don't have to add any things, but if you change the number at the top, it'll update everything at least.
Oh, to 5.
Yeah.
I do have to give him some like abilities and stuff at some point.
Also, you might want to rest him a few times.
Where's the rest button on here?
It's on the main page,
it's
right
below
under
the health.
max health.
It's on the sidebar, so it's not even on the main page.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, I see it. Sure. A couple nights ago. There you go.
I'm actually going to hit that myself now that I'm sleeping. So I get my spell
I'm
slot
on
back.
everything, so I really don't need you to.
Well, I wanted my spell slot back.
No, that's fair.
Because I could change my spell in the morning.
Alright. Right, Talas rolled pretty well. So Talas will keep an eye on things, and eventually wake up you, Ixbanor. He'll share the information that Umbrin had with him. It's like, Umbrin warned me of some wargs that have been nearby. It sounded like voices with them. Maybe riders, scouts. I heard some more of the beasts in the distance. They seem not to have gotten very close. I haven't stoked up the fire, just to keep things cold. It's getting a little chilly, so be careful. He'll kind of like give you a look over and be like, well, I believe you should be fine. As he'll kind of probably break out of like a blanket and kind of like throw it around him as he kind of like gets back into sleep. So, Ixbanor, if you give me a perception check. Talas did roll a nat 20 on that perception check. Just ooh. All right.
Roll to find the chainsaw car.
Well, Ixbanor, it's quiet. Really weirdly quiet. You don't hear anything. Nothing seems to be going on. It's just quiet, quiet, quiet. Maybe whatever those guys heard left long ago.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to restroke the fire or just leave it out for now? I mean, you are furry, so you don't have to worry about as much, but they aren't.
Yeah, I guess I'll just,
I got blanket.
well, I don't know, part of me wants to kind of, maybe, do a little bit of crafting, maybe.
Okay. Just get some work done while you're resting. Okay, so you'll kind of be absorbed in your little bit of work. Eventually, though, morning will come and you will all awaken. You get a full rest. I don't think I've hit the button for Talas, but anybody else that needs to hit the rested button can do.
And I already redid my spells.
Cool. Use rations.
Of course.
Oh, there's actually a use rations button?
Yes, it is a
yeah, if you click on the
consumable.
ration, it will, if you click on the name ration, it will pop up a little box and you can say use.
Yeah, almost every consumable has a use button except for like some ammunition.
I did not realize that.
It's very handy. I love Foundry
That's
automation.
nice.
It's kind of neat little things there. Alright.
I am going to dig a little bit and rub some dirt on myself to try to cover my scent as best as possible.
Okay. You probably, certainly speaking, you have a little bit of ash from your fire. That probably helps with that, too.
Yeah. I'll mix some dirt and the ash together. I suggest we all cover ourselves. I heard wargs last night.
I heard them, too. They did not seem to get close, as you had said, but nonetheless, they were out there.
They also had handlers.
I did not hear voices, but if they were out there...
They were, while I was on shift, they seemingly had kept moving on, but they could still be in the area. Figured better safe than sorry.
No harm in it.
Alright.
Drop down and start rolling in the dirt.
You now smell like dirt, ash, and bear musk.
I've gone weeks without a shower. This is nothing.
That's what all of you smell like. Dirt, ash, and bear musk.
They'll never see us coming.
I mean, you know...
Just four homeless people rocking up on their base.
I miss the days where I get to just roll around in dirt and mud. Nowadays, I have
here's
to be
your
proper.
chance.
I say that as I'm doing it.
Yeah, just tweaking out in the dirt.
Alright. So what's the plan now that you have rested and recovered? Morning has come, and it is just a bit bright out with the first rays of light.
If you want to stay here, I will head outside and make sure I don't see or hear anything nearby, and wave you out if it seems safe.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So I will do a stealth.
Sounds good.
Stealthy stealth.
Alright, let me see. Good.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna just
ahead.
just say this. I do put the light spell into my bullseye lantern just as a precaution. It does last 24 hours, so I might as well.
I'm just gonna roll some d20s, don't mind that. So 3 of them rolled. That's what I got. A 4, a 14, and a 4. That's some great d20 rolls. Okay, cool. Alright.
And I guess I'll make a perception.
Sure. The morning is quiet. Again, that eerie quietness that seems to go over the forest has continued. Everything does seem, though, simple. There's a light breeze going on. Some of the rains of some of your previous days is gone. The ground is still a little wet from that large rainstorm you kind of have gone through. And certainly speaking now, that probably helps a little bit in certain ways, in other ways it does not. But everything seems peaceful this morning. Quiet, peaceful.
Watch where you step. Try your best not to make tracks.
I don't have to worry about that. I say on the top of someone's shoulder.
Talas. Talas is now your official mount.
They can no longer object.
And I guess we'll head towards,
To be fair, it was
our
him
goal.
before anyway, so he was the only one down with it.
Well, once in a while you rode a rat.
Yeah, the rat's harder though, because it actually affects. Funny enough, if I ride someone small, it actually affects things differently.
Yeah.
Alright.
Makes sense.
You can navigate your way towards the tree you had seen the previous evening. As I said, it would take you maybe about half an hour to an hour to reach the tree through the woods. Probably less if you want to use your spell, but it's up to you. You certainly could easily navigate.
I'd switch that one out for right now because it's something that might be more useful if we couldn't get into combat.
Okay. After a little while, then, you will be able to indeed find the tree. And now you can recognize the area you are in. It still takes you a little bit of time to navigate your way and notice where the cave entrance is. It was an entrance that, certainly speaking, was noticeable when you left it. But now that you're kind of, like, looking for it, you're like, oh yeah, no, this was kind of, like, well hidden. Maybe that's why, like, no one ever knew about this, you know? It's just a
Makes
place...
sense. You don't want your secret laboratory to have a giant neon sign going, "Enter here."
Well, even the cave system and the old tomb you were in was very well hidden, apparently. The tomb that they basically had used as a part of their secret base.
Yeah.
So, find your way once more underground. Alright. So, you are in the caverns once more. The caverns that you used to navigate out past the old tomb was very simple, it was very quiet, and you were easily able to navigate your way through it. So once more, you are doing just that. Cool. Hey, we're back over here. I'm just gonna get rid of these two people because they don't exist yet. I'm gonna move people like over to here.
You moved me into a wall.
I think it's into a wall.
Back to the wall with you.
I can't move through the wall without you. I think you have to do it.
Here, I can just move.
That door wasn't unlocked. That's why.
Oh, that's why. Yep.
So I need everybody to navigate your way, or I will put people over here if you're not.
Yeah, you have to move us through a wall if you don't want us moving around.
Yeah.
I'll
the
throw
map right now.
Talas down here and a Calder down here. There you go.
Nice.
And I.
Oh yeah, the other option is just to delete all the tokens up here, and then just bring us down, and then put us down there.
You can put your own guy down, Jesse. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll just put a Ixbanor now on here. There you go, Ixbanor. There you go. You're all down here. All right. As I said, it wasn't difficult caverns to navigate through, the old cave system, but certainly you can see where the cave system kind of fell way to an old ruins. A place where basically whatever this has been had been long buried for perhaps thousands of years at this point in time, and you can find your way to the entrance of the tomb. What do you want to do now that you've reached the entrance of the tomb? I put you in there, but we're going to assume you're right outside of it right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I hear anything moving around.
Great.
Because I'd be smart.
Mm-hmm. Alright, it's quiet. You don't hear any movement, you don't see any signs of anything, and kind of just like listening around, you don't see or hear anything. There is something strange that seems to be here. the door you came into was originally closed when you were there. It's open now. And there also seems to be, like, what appears to be a number of strange rocks that have been left near the door, almost to pry it open.
Someone's been in here, I think.
There's also a little bit of something else that's strange that you can notice. What color did we say the place was? I keep forgetting because I don't write it down.
I think it was green.
Wait, no.
This one was green. The other one was purple.
Hold on.
The
other
first
one was purple, and this one was...
Basically, they really liked their color, continual flames.
Purple, yeah, okay, yeah, this one is purple.
Oh, this one was purple?
Scroll up in my notes. Yeah, it was purple.
Well, the other one might be green or something like that, too.
Yeah, then the other one was green. One was green, one was purple. I remember that.
Wait, with metal, we come across the tunnel, behind the doors. Man. Sorry, oh no, that was... Hold on.
That was the original one?
Hold on. I think that was the original one. Sorry,
green.
I'm trying to search my...
Okay.
Where is that?
There's almost a little bit of, like, something strange as you're kind of, like, looking through the door about the room. It feels almost, like, odd. Like, the room looks odd.
I would like to start sneaking in case...
And sir, I'm going to tell you, you definitely can tell these rocks aren't natural here.
Let's check.
Yeah, I think we should try to be as quiet as possible.
That's weird. I had purple written in both locations, I just noticed, but whatever.
I think I was saying purple the second time.
Purple, and then he messed up and we realized it was actually supposed to be green.
Because I changed the color to, like, I wanted them different colors, and I had them the same color.
Yep.
I can roll for this clanky man who's probably not very stealthy. Let's find out.
I believe in him.
Guidance.
I don't know if using guidance on those is good.
Ooh.
I can give him +1.
Yeah, but then he's immune for an hour.
I don't remember to use
18's still pretty good at a +0. Not going to lie.
That's actually one of the best rolls he can do.
With a +0.
Oh my
Talas is like, I am not stealthy.
No dexterity.
Dexterity and training, no. So Talas can kind of hold back a little bit and kind of like just let you guys wait.
Explore.
All right. I will need something from everybody now. Just as you kind of enter this area, I would please like everybody to roll me a basic will save.
Of course.
Also, Calder, did you roll your stealth?
I did.
Yes.
I did hide
hit.
stealth. It's private.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm like, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I pulled the macro.
And you wanted us to roll, what was it?
Basic will.
19.
I rolled 2 6s in a row.
Man. It's my worst save.
Oh no, I rolled a 9 and a 6.
Right.
Whatever.
As you're kind of like entering into this area, certainly speaking, you will all feel a little bit like lightheaded as you're kind of going in here. And Umbrin, you can definitely notice now there seems to be something in the air, and it seems to be kind of clinging to the ground. So like you are above it, whatever this is, but it's like a haze that's in here. Like something is like leaking out in the air. It's not quite colorless either, and it just seems to kind of like barely refract off of the green glow that you kind of get. Which this area, remember, was very dark, but it's green right now. On top of the old tomb that was in here, one of those green torches is sitting. Left here.
Ixbanor.
Yeah.
Can you tell if this is a magical fog?
Ixbanor, you haven't really noticed a lot.
So I don't see the fog?
It's something like you both see and don't see, I would say.
Okay,
It's a haze in the air, almost.
Well, okay. First I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Which just tells me if there's something magical, and then I have to make a check to determine what that magic is.
All right. You will be able to detect 3 pulses of magic in the nearby area.
Okay. 130 feet? Wow.
Yes. The torch, obviously.
Yeah, that one. Okay. Yeah.
There seems to be a strange pulse of magic over by those boulders at the door.
And the boulders are this door or this door?
This door that you entered into. This one down here.
Oh, back here.
Yes. So that was originally closed when you left this place. You may have closed it up behind you, I don't really know. But it was wide open, and now there's a green torch in here there wasn't before. Like, this door where the guard was, that's wide open. And this gate is also wide open, too. Everything in here seems wide open. And whatever this haze is does seem to be giving off some kind of magical aura to it.
And is the torchlight planted in the ground or dropped on the ground?
It's not really on the ground. It's on, like, remember I told you this room has, like, a big, like, sarcophagus in it? It's, like, sitting on top of the sarcophagus, as someone, like, had left it there.
Okay. No idea how to spell sarcophagus. One of the worst words. Anyway. Okay, so now I can do a check to see. I'm actually, funny enough, the first check I want to do is the rock. I want to figure out what that is.
Okay.
What?
Alright, it's a pretty good Arcana check. So, it seems to be a magical effect that would be equivalent to... It's not an alarm, but it seems to, like, maybe send or receive some form of information. But it's not like an alarm. It's a little less like that. Not as exact as that. Which is kind of weird.
Do not touch those boulders.
Alright. What are they, bombs or something?
No, they seem to have some sort of magic for communication of some kind. Okay, now I want to check out the mist.
Okay.
That was bad.
Unfortunately, as you're kind of like looking over the mist, like you just can't quite tell what it is. It's too diffused. It's almost as if like this mist is spreading throughout a larger area, and it's kind of diffused it a lot, so it's kind of really hard to tell what it is.
Well, let's hope this mist isn't dangerous, because I have no idea what it is. Besides the fact that it's magical.
If it was designed to kill us, it probably would by now.
Alright. What do you want to do?
Well, I guess we should try to get to one of the chambers that have the beasts.
Yeah, it was this. No, it was this one. Here. Yeah.
This one over here had normal beasts. This one had experimental creatures.
Yeah, and that's the one we want.
This one then.
Mm-hmm.
The other option is the circular room above that, which had the people in cryostasis. Which we might be able to grab one if we need to. That might actually be the easiest now that I think about it.
You're not wrong. It really is like cryostasis or something like that.
That actually might be the easiest to grab one that's already frozen.
But they're
resin.
also right. Those didn't seem to be transformed. We want one of the ones that.
There were a lot of them. We
experiment
might
at
be
all.
able to find one. It might just take some time. I'm just gonna have to
Which
pull and
we
shift
don't know
them
how
around a
much
bunch.
time we have. If we just go for one of the ones that are already experimented on,
Yeah.
we have the tubs. We can cover it in that substance and take them.
Okay, fine. Well, we can, but one of you gets to be the one to try and get the resin on it because I'm bite-sized.
Well, luckily they weren't just roaming around freely either. But yes, that's fine. I guess I'll
Go ahead, move forward. As I said, all these doors that you come across seem open. This
I'm just
small.
being cautious and like looking in before just barging.
This room is a little dark, but you can kind of see the green coming from this direction, kind of bleeding through. As remember, this room here was basically a crypt, so it's like got like the things on the walls with all the kind of bones and stuff
I
kind of
also
lined
have
up.
dark vision, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good question. Oh yeah, so the potion I tried to make, I would, as we talked before, I would have to pay full price for it.
Yes.
We did that. So, but oh wait.
and this was where the secret door was, right?
Yes, and the secret door is wide open.
Never mind. I'm just gonna use a thing, quick alchemy for it.
Do I see anything down that hall?
You do see some things down that hall. Other than the normal kind of strange green light that glows everywhere, and the door being wide open at the end, you can see material that seems to have fallen down to the ground, as if things had been messed around with down there at the end. So you can see, like, what looks to be some of the crates and barrels have just been knocked over, and, it looks like you can see the edges of, like, one of maybe a piece of cloth, or maybe one of those robes that seems to be just kind of down on the ground.
Something's been through here. Keep your eyes peeled.
The chainsaw car. No.
Alright, stop right there for a second.
Oh, no.
There. Give me something here. I'm just gonna roll something here.
That's technically an open doorway.
Yes.
Where'd I go?
Let me get some stuff here.
Where did you go?
Oh, there I am.
You are right there, yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't see myself for a second.
Okay.
You might have moved Talas and you weren't in view of yourself.
Yeah, but then when I like deselected it, I should have seen myself, and then I couldn't.
Alright. As you are moving through this hall, and kind of being careful, kind of looking around, moving out into this room that you had been in before, you kind of like can see how like all the crates and barrels have been kind of thrown about. Like it looks as though they've been kind of like you kind of moved them out of the way. They were pushed out of the way. It looks all that remains on the walls have been cleared out. There's a couple of ropes that seem to have been fallen to the ground, but it looks as though like stuff was just removed quickly. I will need a basic reflex save from everybody.
Oh, good.
Just want to see something.
That's actually my worst.
So, every single one of my saves right now is the same.
Arrgh, it's terrible.
I'm gonna roll
But
pretty
I
well.
rolled a 19.
Man.
And I've been rolling terrible all night tonight.
You only roll for
Okay.
Talas, so
Like,
you got
no.
Talas.
Oh, I can do
It's a
Talas.
basic save. It's not bad.
Why can't I select? Oh, that's why. I was like, why can't I select him? Because I'm not on select.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Ixbanor actually had to roll this. For reasons.
Oh. Okay. I'm too low. The
Oh, it's the haha funny log trap that swings from the ceiling.
Or he's on because he's on someone.
Yes. I mean, I do need the one from Talas, though.
Well, I actually assumed I got off people now that we're like moving.
I'll get the Talas.
But then you'd be down on the floor near the haze, which I don't know if you'd want to be down there.
Oh, is the haze
Okay.
on the ground? Or is
Yes.
Yeah, he said it
Oh,
was
oh, yeah,
towards
then-
the ground.
Yeah.
That would definitely be on a shoulder.
like a,
Okay,
like
yeah,
a
no.
low-hanging fog.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that.
All right.
'cause I
So
don't
you're kind of
know.
moving through here when Talas will kind of knock into something, and there will be like a brief kind of little bit of a ring, and then all of a sudden the entire area will shake as there is a loud noise coming from behind you.
Oh, that's not good.
It sounds like an explosion.
Oh, maybe they were bombs.
Hmm.
That might be. That also could be the way out. Now is not the way out anymore.
Well, it's.
Should we go look?
I'll run back and check.
You can easily see just going around the corner. Yeah, that room is now completely dark, and it is just from like here back is rubble. The room has indeed exploded.
Not good.
Yeah, we're stuck here.
Well, there's another
did
way
think-
out, but
Okay, send communication. I now realize I should have understood meant it. Maybe I should have understood that it was a receiver. Could have been a receiver. That's my bad. I didn't connect that dot.
I did just said it sends and receives signals.
Yeah. Oh,
I-
by the way, before I forget, I'm taking the Scout Exploration activity.
Okay.
I'll take that effect for a +1 to your initiatives.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and I'll be. I mean, I'm probably No, avoid notice. Yep, that's fair.
yeah, I'm doing the stealth. So
Oh, you're doing avoid notice.
actually,
as
no,
well?
I'm gonna do perception.
Okay, you're gonna do search.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
search, because that makes more sense for me.
Alright.
Cal will be defend as he normally is because that's his character.
Yeah. Well, this isn't good.
See, out here. Okay.
What do you mean by that, GM?
Oh,
That's actually a lot of really low rolls.
it is really roll.
Surprisingly, for 4D20s...
But is that good or bad?
Yeah, we'll find
That's
out,
a
won't
good
we?
question.
It's 2 5s and 2 9s.
Anyway, looking down the flagellant hall, which is what that was. This hall here you had discovered was basically if someone wanted to come down here, they would be doing religiously to flagellate themselves. Yeah, there's something very noticeable. The big statue is gone. You can easily see that from here.
Odd.
The pedestal it was on is there, but the statue is gone.
That's odd.
Hmm.
I'm hoping that statue wasn't, like, alive or something.
What statue?
There was a
Oh, there's a
statue where that pedestal is.
A statue of the Dread, to be specific.
About how big would you say it was?
About
10 foot tall.
Yeah, 10 feet tall, about 10 feet wide.
Yeah, it's probably alive. I'm gonna listen. I've run through a lot of ruins. I've seen a lot of statues. I've yet to meet one that moves.
Well, there were a
Like
few
that.
other statues, all things considered, in little alcoves, here and there.
Anyway, you'll make your way through the flagellant hall.
Yes. I am not flagellating myself.
Are you sure?
Not
You
yet.
You don't want to participate in their rituals?
Just wait until
I
the goblins get you.
flagellate the GM.
So, you can notice that... oh, sorry, I have to click on your character. Yeah, that door's locked right now. Or closed up right now. Sorry,
I'll
there
just
you
be
go.
glad it's not the flatulent.
So that one's closed up. This door is indeed opens over up here. And the door that was over here is open. So only one door you've seen so far is closed, and it's the one that led into the laboratory. You remember.
Yes, that's also the quickest way to the room we're trying to get to.
It really is.
So,
We could just
I'm
open
going
it.
to... I
Oh, good.
You said wait. So this one was closed. So that one's closed. Step back. Take a few steps back. And
I was gonna listen at it, but okay.
Oh, if you want to listen at it, sure, but don't open it.
No, I don't even know if it's unlocked.
Well, yeah, but listen. Yeah, go ahead and listen at it. I was just gonna.
That's all I wanted to do. It's like, hey, is there anything on the other side?
I'm just gonna open it that way instead of, you know.
That's a 30.
That's a 30. There seems to be like a weird bubbling noise that seems to be coming from the room.
I hear bubbling.
Like cauldron bubbling, or like dying person on the ground bubbling?
Yes!
Acid bubbling. Or acid bubbling.
War crimes bubbling.
Or lava bubbling.
It could be lava bubbling, that's true.
I would know lava bubbling.
But you know lava bubbling, actually!
Yes, I create lava and
That's true, you do. You do actually create lava, so lava bubbling you do.
Volcano lore.
Then I guess, no,
Fair.
it's not lava bubbling. I'll give you that much at least.
Alright, at least we've ruled that out. No magma scorpions today.
Do we want to go that way?
It's the fastest, the quickest.
Well, hold on. Let me just. I want to move aside so I'm not directly in line of sight at the door.
Okay, I'm actually gonna. I'll. Well, if no, actually, if there's still.
Are you on the ground or are you riding someone?
I'm riding Talas. That's why I'm on top of his token.
Oh, okay.
Because basically, if once you mentioned that the weird magical mist was hugging the ground, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a good point. I would not be on the ground. But yeah, I'm gonna open the door with telekinetic hand.
Alright, the door will open.
I opened it for you.
The door opens wide, and you can look into the area. As it opens up, there is more of a kind of like a bluster of that kind of like haze that seems to be even thicker in this area here.
Lovely.
Does it like start flowing out of the door, or does it stay contained in the room?
It does seem to almost kind of like billow out over top all of you as you kind of like open it up. I will actually need a fortitude save from all of you.
Oh, no.
And honestly, I'm gonna close the door. Like, so yeah, we're gonna be hit by a wave, but I'm gonna close the door after that.
Okay. That's awful. I might reroll that.
Oh God.
Okay.
Don't forget, you can do a reroll with a hero point.
Yeah,
I see a train go through my.
Don't question it. Don't question these things. For some reason, I have a hero point, but I can't right-click reroll my save.
That's weird. You do get one per session.
Yeah,
You should hand those out more.
I'm trying to.
I should remember to hand them out more for more things you do. I really should.
I will just re-roll it then and subtract the hero point.
Sure. Okay, much better roll. Okay,
Much better roll.
Right now, Umbrin and Talas, both of you, will currently have... I have to give you the proper one right now. Sorry, just making sure I know the proper...
I probably should have rerolled. I was
Stunned 4. No.
Probably a condition.
It's a condition. You currently will have Enfeebled 1. As long as you are in the fog right now.
Alright.
No, I don't know why, but I just picture myself like I like jump onto Talas's head, causing him to like dip his head down into it.
Both of you just feel like
for you.
you're just feeling as though like you're kind of like messed up, feeling kind of like nauseous. Your body just feels like kind of like weirdly sluggish now all of a sudden after hitting this kind of like wave. Right now in the room, the kind of mist is thicker. You can kind of almost see, like, in the kind of green light here, it's now this kind of greenish yellow haze is all over the place, as it is kind of slowly spreading out.
Yeah, I closed the door immediately after that. So
Okay.
I'm like,
You can tell that the door, you get the feeling it's probably been billowing around the door the entire time.
so...
And that's where it's kind of, like, everywhere.
Actually... Yeah, that one was fun. Oh, closed again. Sorry, I didn't think it'd be... We probably should have stood further back.
Yeah. Well, we've all got a good hearty dose. Might as well keep moving. That's the fastest way.
Well, there is a way around. But it
Well,
still
no.
goes to the laboratory, so...
Yeah. And on the upside, if we're gonna be trying to nab one of those creatures, I don't think there was a door. Maybe there was. I don't remember.
There was a gate over there.
Over here?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like a
There
iron
wasn't a
barred
solid
gate.
door. Yeah, there
It
wasn't a
wasn't
solid door, so they might be weakened too, or dying, or dead.
Well, hopefully not dead, because I think a live sample would be better.
Would be.
A live sample is preferable.
So do we head in?
Might as well.
Nobody has a spell that can blow away this stuff, do they?
Mhm.
Almost certainly not.
I figured
I mean-
I'd ask.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question. Do you think it's flammable?
I can find out.
I could find out too. I could
We all have fire spells. The two of us have fire spells, which is why it's not the best. Which is why I'm just bringing that
So-
up because...
If it's flammable, it's like this area will be filled with natural gas and you'd light a match. If it's flammable.
Yeah.
That's more what I'm
Great
saying.
question, though.
I also do have Dispel Magic. I could try to see if I could dispel it.
I do have.
You
I have
could.
that as well. So.
Well, you might have to find the source of it then, because I
Which
think that only
would
affects
probably
the
be the
source of the
cauldron.
magical. Yeah.
Well,
So, either
we
way,
didn't see
we're
a
gonna have
cauldron.
to-
We just saw a billowing smoke.
Mhm.
No, I just realized I don't have Dispel Magic on my sheet. I do
No
have
sense
it,
in
though.
burning daylight.
Alright. Reopening the door.
Oh no, I do have it on my sheet. There it is.
More mustard gas, GM? No.
Technically yes, but also no. So the room is just filled with this, like, now that you kind of, like, get a look at it, the room is just, whatever is in here is filled with this kind of yellowish mist that makes it very difficult to see. So assume, that, it is the
That's what I forgot to
conditions
put
of... is that correct? One. I'm just making sure.
Like concealed?
Yes. It's the myth. It's like the entire area is concealed. Yes.
Gotcha.
Um,
I'm just...
so keep that in mind. You can hear the kind of like weird boiling kind of noise coming from somewhere to the center of the room, and the only thing you can kind of see above the mist very easily, because again, like the mist, like you can kind of tell it is kind of billowing out from there. So like you're probably gonna have to go all the way into it when you enter in there. But like now that while you're still in this room, it is kind of like still lower than your heads at very least. You're just gonna have to like dive in there, so to say. And you can see that there were two giant tube structures here and here that went to the ceiling. You can still see those.
Okay. Do they?
I'm gonna cut off a piece off one of the robes I have
Mm-hmm.
and tie it around my nose and mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it would be helpful, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
So you should get one of these. And they'll just like knock on my welding mask.
I will just tell you, while you were within the mist, you will just be suffering from enfeebled will.
Gotcha.
You're safe while you're inside of this. Those of you that are already suffering from it, you already got it, you know. But everybody else can mark that on your characters, as you will be affected by the mist by being deep within it. So, Umbrin, you will of course come across something in there. There does seem to be some kind of container that is like spewing out massive, copious amounts of this yellow smoke from it.
I want to try and undo that, Magic Man.
Can I see it too, or?
Yes, you are next to it.
Okay, I will try to dispel it. Let me dispel magic. Cast it. Counteract.
Hit the Yep.
Roll.
But that's a pretty good roll.
That is
Alright,
Yeah.
I just have to check something here. It's not
I mean, I could only do 2 better.
Yeah, true.
Cool, okay. Alright. So it will stop bellowing it out. It doesn't get rid of the stuff that's here.
There could be more from other rooms, maybe.
Well, this whole place probably has stuff clinging to the floor, but at least it won't continue at this point.
Can everybody roll me perception?
Of course.
Yes.
Telling me this place doesn't have good ventilation.
I doubt that was something they cared about.
Good rolls.
You telling me no one in the Dread Army went to HVAC school? Come on.
Oh,
What is
wow.
this?
Those are
I
all
think
really
the
good
Dread
rolls.
Lord really cares about. Wow.
Those are all really
Oh
good
wow,
rolls.
these are really good.
Great!
Yeah, he probably doesn't
Okay.
care about
So,
central heating.
good news is, as there are, you will all be able to basically take some brief cover as the 2 tubes in here explode.
Ah. Oh, Lord.
Anyway, I'm just gonna do
I
something
ducked
as we roll
behind the
initiative.
cauldron.
There's one of these things here and one of these things here. Anyway, I will need some initiatives as we are
you start
going
a
into
combat.
combat. I will do that in a second. I will switch to there.
So, I now get to do the new thing I can do.
Alright.
Actually, I really
so,
do need to look that up. Look up
Just
something.
begin encounter. Oh, the combat's never rolled initiative. I guess the combat is started, so please begin initiative. Yeah.
Nice. That gives me a living fortification.
Technically,
God.
I was
That
doing
was
the avoid
crap roll
notice,
for me.
so I can actually roll stealth. But that wasn't great anyway. However, there's another thing I can do, and I need to look up something.
I need Talas.
Oh, don't forget your +1s from scouting.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I can here. I'll just ping it, and then you guys can drag the effect on yourselves. Because there is one at the very bottom.
Well, it's more
There's
just
a-
update our number to. Oh, only the GM can update the number. Yay!
I can update the number for this. Let me roll some stuff here. Go. Go.
Oh wow!
That's
Actually,
it
pretty good
will
initiative,
not. It's not going to matter because Ixbanor and Umbrin, you're both at 22 with +1, and Calder, you're already first. So, we can do that.
Okay, so
Um,
when initiative is rolled, I get to do a thing.
Cool.
Basically, I get to move to. Oops. Oh, right. I have to deselect everything and then do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, oh, it won't let me. Dadgummit. Even
Is it?
though-
Game's not paused. Is
No,
it a
well,
movement thing?
It's because I'm not. It's because it's in encounter mode. I can't move, even though I have the ability to do so.
Oh, you might have to have.
What
GM do it.
yeah, what was your movement going to be?
Basically just jump behind people. I can take cover behind people.
Ah, neat.
Oh, I can take cover behind cover. Actually, where's the cauldron? Is it this square?
Here. It's not really cauldron. It's like, maybe like weird kind of like stone kind of, or metal container that is like box shaped, and it just was kind of like here, bellowing out.
Okay.
Material.
Can I take cover behind it?
Like right here? Sure,
Yeah.
you're tiny. You can be deep within the, let me
Yeah,
move
so
this
just-
out here. There you go. Cool. Alright,
Does this
So-
affect my vision? Am I concealed too?
you are concealed. You are concealed by sight-based things. Anyway, so Calder, you are first.
Alright. First action, I'm going to activate a piece of elemental ammunition. Lesser electricity. And then I'm going to make a range strike at this goon over here.
Okay. That will indeed critical.
Phenomenal.
Which one were you shooting at? The top one?
Top one, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that got the better initiative.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, let's litmus test. Let's see how much damage this does.
Ooh, good.
27, and the splash can be ignored because no one's adjacent to it.
Yeah, so I'm going to hit the... So that should be all the damage already applied, so I'm going to apply the damage to the hit. There we go.
Ixbanor, no!
I don't know why Ixbanor was doing it. Sorry. I was clicked on Ixbanor. Now I understand why Ixbanor did that.
Sorry,
Whoops.
misfire.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Misinput. It was a misinput.
Yeah, I need a. Hold on, let me put my health back up too.
I undid it, so hopefully that actually did undo it, but, you know, I don't
it
know.
didn't. So.
Ah, great, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work sometimes, and I'm not sure why.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Like, when they updated, a lot of stuff broke.
That's
the most
true.
recent update. So I
It's
haven't
been,
updated
slowly
it
but
in
surely it's been fixed, but it's sort of like a mess getting it to do that.
And then, because of my crit spec with firearms, I'll need him to make that DC 21 Fortitude. Or be stunned. Unless they're immune to stun.
I need... What it would stun classify as? Just stunned?
Just stunned. Stunned 1.
Basically, they lose one. So what stunned does is they lose one. So for each level of stunned, they lose an action. So
Yeah, one action at the start of their turn.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if they're stunned 1, they only have 2 actions. If they're stunned 4, they lose a turn and then get lose 1 action their next turn.
Yep. I posted the roll in chat.
I know. I'm trying to figure out what they would have for that.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, it would critically fail if it's not immune to things. So I'm just trying to see right now. Like it's got a good list of like immunities, and I got to figure out what some of these actually are.
That's fair.
They do not have cover as condition. That's annoying.
No, but you can pull a macro.
Pull a macro?
Yeah, yeah. So if you go into the macro compendium, there is there's the 3 cover effects.
And it gets a stunned 1, you said?
Yep. Stunned 1 on a fail or crit fail. It doesn't have the basic save.
I think it just would be effective out of stunned 1, so it gets stunned 1. Alright,
Cool.
Oh, right. It's the action take cover and then it applies. Okay.
Yep. And then I will running reload forward, and that will be my 3rd action.
Alright.
I will be reloading another piece of elemental ammunition.
Cool. Alright, it's that one's turn. I guess...
fortification falls off.
And I guess it will do... Cool. Great. I think it reaches all of you, except one of you has cover. Anyway, I'm gonna click this thing here. There we go.
Aw, man.
Breath weapon. It's gonna belch out. Except, I'm sorry, I didn't correct this because this is like uploaded. It's not fire. Just to let you know, it is cold damage. If that makes a difference.
Not to me.
So I will roll this damage. So I will need basic reflexes.
Wow, that's actually not even terrible.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay. I do get my cover.
Oh, really? Not a critical.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
wait, was
wow.
that a crit? That was a crit.
That was a crit. So you, with you also getting some bonuses, I'll roll for...
Oh, I forgot. I didn't hit the basic reflex button on there, so it didn't say that. But
so even Talas will manage to make it. What was the DC? 22? So you'll all make it, and you, Ixbanor, will, certainly speaking, critically succeed. You basically take cover behind this, and the ice won't hit you. So...
Basically, critically succeed usually means since it's a basic reflex, I take no damage, and everyone else who just succeeded takes half damage.
I didn't mean to click that button.
I don't see a half button if you guys have that.
So if you have to roll, if you roll damage, it will let it. So you have to roll the damage. You have to click the damage.
I did, and it showed up, but it showed up as a 23 for me, which is weird.
23, but there's no half.
Yeah, that did not roll right.
So it should be 11 damage that we take?
Yes.
I can
all take 11.
I can just manually take 11
off
myself.
Yeah, that's weird.
That drops me to 52, so not terrible.
Same here.
I'll just remove current hit points for Talas to 56. But Talas might have some more hit dice.
My face when no reactive strike.
Yeah, that is definitely slightly bored.
When does it lose its stun? Is it just after its turn?
At the end of its
literally
turn.
it loses. Well, it loses it when it's actually. This is one of the few things where it loses it. Basically, when it loses the action, it loses.
So there it goes. Its stun was away. That was its turn. It just Oh, actually no. I can do one more thing here. Roll that there. Hey, two turns before I can do that again. There you go.
Okay. Could be worse.
All right. So, next up, Ixbanor. Like a cold breath went over top of everybody. It's got the ongoing. It's going electrical from the attack, apparently. From your crit.
Oh.
Right. From the crit gun strike.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
it will continue to. That's not from my gun.
God damn it, Ixbanor! Stop taking damage. I keep having because I switched to you and it did on you.
From
there you go.
Elemental ammunition. That's just
Yeah. Alright, anyway, Ixbanor, it is your turn. Cold air kind of blew over everything on the top of it.
Okay, wait. I'm curious. Okay, I actually forget this rule. If you take cover, do you stay behind cover even if you attack, or do you have to do it if you attack, you lose the cover?
I believe if you attack, you lose the cover.
Yes.
Okay. So
it is GM dependent.
Okay, I should clarify. Actually, wait. I should clarify this.
If you take an attack action, you would lose your cover, but you could probably take another action to get your cover back if you want to save it.
No, I actually just remembered how this works. So basically, you have cover. Basically, I need to know if this is lesser or standard cover for me.
Oh.
Because what take cover does is it increases the cover value by one, or increases by one tier. So if this is lesser,
even
cover,
at your size, this is probably lesser cover. Like you're probably the only one that could take cover behind this thing. Also,
Okay. Yeah. Because take cover. So
you made it like normal cover by taking cover.
Hopefully did that change? Oh no, it applied it again, but I can delete that one. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I have lesser cover now because I should double check. I don't know if that just puts me behind cover or actually gives me the take cover action. Hold on. I might have only had a +1. I still crit anyway. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Well, let's move on. I'll look that up for the next combat.
Cover.
Well.
What's the plot?
Yep. So, here's what I'm going to do. I have to target a creature though.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying. Well, then I'll target that one if I do that. Oh, actually, wait. Can I do that? Sorry, I'm looking around. I have new spells now, and I need to look at how it works. Oh. Secret Cloud, Dazzle. Will save. But it is an illusion. Make yourself visual. Okay. I want to try a new spell.
Cool.
How?
Alright, so you're casting Hypnotize.
Yep.
Great.
Like that.
Fine. Cloud hovers. Creatures are dazzled by the side of the cloud. Will save, insert the cloud, and cast it. Enters the cloud. It ends its turn.
Oh, actually, and before I do that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to cast this. There we go. That would have been first, so they basically get a minus
Cool.
1.
So you're giving things a -1 to their rolls. Alright, I'm just checking if they are affected by this kind of stuff. I think they are, but I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm betting on the fact that they are a bit able to be, because it's illusion, but it's not like mind affecting, which is normally what undead
Yes.
or weird creatures are immune to.
Mm-hmm.
It's visual though, so
right.
if they can't
Yes.
see, that's
Yeah.
I mean, everything is concealed. Which, I forgot that we had concealed, and I did not have that for stuff.
that wouldn't have mattered for the AoE attack. It would have mattered for
My gun.
your gun, which basically gives you a 5% miss chance.
Yeah, I have to roll that flat check.
Yeah.
Actually, we can all put concealed on ourselves. Think about it.
I will
Oh,
let
yeah,
you know.
for
They don't have concealed on them. They're not affected.
Oh,
by the
okay.
fog.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
you guys are
no.
affected.
No, they are concealed, so they're the ones who should have concealed on us, and we should not.
So who gets the I guess.
Oh, the
concealed?
monsters.
Because the monsters are the ones who are concealed by the fog, but
Gotcha.
we are.
So I put concealed on them.
Yeah.
And you guys
we
don't have
can't
concealed on
see.
you.
We
Yeah.
can't see through it. They can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have other senses that they are using. Basically,
That's fair.
to protect you.
Okay, so I'm
all right.
not concealed then. You said I was, so.
You were concealed behind a thing. Remember, I said you kind of. Well, you took cover. You took cover.
Cover and concealment are different. Even
I
though
know. I
covered-
said the wrong
yeah,
thing there.
so-
You have
Yeah.
your cover. All right.
Yeah.
I think we worked that out. Great.
Yeah.
I had to still check something. Sorry, I was looking up something. Okay. I need.
So if they can see, they're affected.
I'm so
But I don't know.
Cool. Great. All right. Ixbanor, can you please make me a basic music?
Oh no.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Great. All right. Thumbs up. Just nothing. Anyway. Let me roll for them. Click on. I guess this is an area. It would be both of them.
Yes. So basically, my goal is to try and dazzle both of them, or fascinate, or whatever.
All right. And you will also roll it. Alright, so,
Oh well.
the one will be indeed dazzled, and the other is succeeded. So we give this guy up here, the one that's been beat up a little bit, dazzled.
Well, if they just failed, they're fascinated. Target is fascinated by the cloud. Oh, but if they're so creatures inside the cloud are dazzled automatically. But they're fascinated if they fail their save.
Oh, okay.
So they're both dazzled, one's fascinated.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. I really should zoom into this. It's so tiny. I've got it so tiny, and I can have it much bigger on the screen. I keep forgetting I can do this. Sorry. There you go. It's no longer tiny. I had it so goddamn tiny. Anyway, okay, great.
Basically, there's a -2 penalty to perception and skill checks. You can't concentrate.
Cool.
Unless it's related to the subject of your fascination. Actually, this might not have been the best thing. I didn't realize how yeah. Anyway.
Alright. Next turn is Umbrin.
Well, I'm going to target the one down below that hasn't been.
Okay. Hit as much by
And-
spells, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Phase Bolt on him.
Okay.
Is that AC
Well-
targeting?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is mostly to dazzle them because, again, if you attack one, it automatically gets unfascinated anyway. So.
What I can do is I can use my reaction to do fake out and give you an aid here if you want a extra chance at hitting.
action requires attack or target creature with your weapons first.
So typical DC is 15, which I'm pretty much guaranteed to get a critical success on almost always. But the GM can always set the DC higher.
Okay. I mean, in this case, I guess roll the attack roll. We'll see what you roll, because like it might be a little harder to see you, but not completely harder to see just because of the concealment.
Crap.
Well, Umbrin didn't roll enough to hit anyway, so I don't think it matters.
I think the max I could give you, since I'm a master in firearms, is a +3.
Yeah,
That will unfortunately not hit.
That's
And
unfortunate.
Then I'm going to back up into the doorway.
Oof.
So, here's a question though. Are you using the right ability score for that?
That's his charisma, brother.
It's using your charisma.
Why is that using your charisma?
That's one of my occult ones. It uses charisma.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, because he has those. So,
I have
charisma
cantrips
is
from.
yeah. Race spells, race cantrips and stuff use
Charisma
race spells use
innately.
charisma. Yeah.
Always, which is I find annoying a lot of the time.
I should have done Divine Lance instead, but oh well.
It's fine. You took a blast, and
Yeah.
you took a step back. That would have been, 3 attacks. So, Talas' turn. I can have Talas go fight the other one, honestly.
That would be very
I can
useful.
control Talas. That's what I was
Okay.
just gonna.
Probably move up, raise shield,
Oh, why?
strike.
You flip past him. Flip past his turn.
Did I?
Yes.
There we go.
Shouldn't. I must have double hit it, accidentally.
Actually,
Yeah, unfortunately, since you ran up, that changed what I was going to do, because I was going to use Ancient Dust, but that's a cone, and it would have hit you.
15 and then 20. Okay.
if he's about to make a hit, I will actually fake out this one. Is it going to be a melee strike?
I mean, unless you want him. Actually, wait. He could also go this way to help you out.
I think blocking the other guy makes sense.
Yeah, I got this one pretty handled.
Okay.
All right. So it has to be before you roll, since it says about to. So I will do my aid first.
Mm-hmm.
Are we taking the standard DC of 15?
Increase it to 20 while you're here, just because of the area that's really hard to see.
Understood.
Because it is a visual thing. It seems like your ability.
Yes, it is. All right.
Yep.
So DC 20.
Still make it?
So that is a +1.
So Talas gets a +1.
Yes,
Yep.
+1 circumstance.
Okay.
I assume Talas will raise shield, because that's what raise shield, strike.
Yeah. Well, strike then raise shield, but yeah.
Sure. Well, that
Got it.
will
Sorry.
hit.
Nice.
So that will target it. So, just normal hit.
Yep. And then raise shield.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget to apply damage, though.
Oh,
so
that's a good point.
Add it. Yep. Cool. And you will take that damage. It will be struck. Cool. All right. It will go. All right. It's going to.
I'm getting out of breath weapon range.
Oh wait, yeah, that's a good point.
I'm okay hiding behind a thing.
Mm-hmm. I guess this one will do. Talas is up in melee range, so it's probably going to do its thing here, and it's going to. I remember how to target this thing.
Press T while hovering over him.
Yes.
All right, it's gonna start by punching at Talas. There we go.
There's another way to target, but I feel like that's the easiest.
So
Oh.
Ooh, that's a hit.
28.
Yeah.
Apparently, the targeting did not work like I wanted, but that's
No,
okay.
it did. No, it
Yeah,
says,
it's a
hit.
hit.
It says
Okay.
results hit, meaning that
Okay,
it was
and then it
targeted.
will swing. It's going to punch with one of its horrible fleshy limbs, and then its other one, which is kind of this weird, like, beast tentacle. Okay, I didn't really describe these things because they look like flesh amalgamations. They look like horrible flesh amalgamations, as if, like, the leftovers of surgeries have combined together into some kind of massive monstrosity. Except they're kind of like, they've got this, like, weird organ on their throats, which they kind of, like, it stretches out and exudes that kind of cold breath. And so it's kind of like, this bulges kind of thing that kind of swells up and down. It's kind of like frosty, kind of like flecks of like coldness coming off. Anyway, it's gonna tentacle a couple of times at Talas too.
That's awful.
Jeez.
Oof.
Okay,
Just
that
hit
is
twice.
interesting.
So I roll some damage that's coming there. Base damage there, and a tentacle hit.
Oh man.
I do think Talas has more max hit points than we just haven't put in, or does
No.
it, I don't. That doesn't go. Those
That
that go
is-
up automatically.
That should be calculated automatically. Because
Yeah, it
Cool.
does.
Then I don't have to worry.
Based off-
I just couldn't remember
Yep.
if the sheet does that or not.
But
Well, I don't actually know if the sheet does that or not.
24
Honestly,
damage.
yeah.
The sheet does update your health automatically because it's really simple in Pathfinder because it's just your level.
No, it's a
plus
Calder.
minus.
Alright.
Uh,
Let's. Oh boy.
Oh wait, something hit him.
yes.
He has his reaction.
You can take his reaction, take some
Oh.
less damage.
I think. No, it's just an enemy in
champion.
your champion's aura damages you. You put
Oh.
so basically,
Ah.
Neil either drop prone, so this would have been the first attack, or it can refuse and take 2d6 mental damage.
It would have just taken the damage, honestly.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
Mhm. I
That's
will
weird.
apply
Why
five
is
to
this
it.
not?
Some of these things
Yeah.
are some of the weird things are broken. I've applied
Gosh,
5 damage.
their update broke so much stuff.
Yeah, it happens.
There's
a
weird
lot.
points on Star where things are working and not working. We'll figure it out.
Well, what version of Foundry are you?
13. He updated
Ah.
to 13.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
I just thought about it. Why don't we take our break here? Because we are a bit over the halfway mark before we do the next
Oh, yep.
round.
That makes sense.
So why don't we do that quickly before we get into the next round? So if you need a snack, drink, bathroom break, let me go use also music over here.
Yeah, cool.
Horrible
Okay.
approaching evil music, and I will have us go to and returning possibly a slab, but just returning back to the game basically instead. I have to do this one here.
Are we going to
And-
meet King Ramses?
King Ramses.
Is that the Dreadlord?
Could
Is
be.
this what?
Could be.
Is he just wanting people to return the slab? Is that why he's moving the Dread Army across the fucking
Return
wall?
the slab. They never return
He's
the
just really
slab.
upset. People won't return the slab.
Thanks, Courage. Anyway, so we're back. Welcome back from our little break there. So we're back to Calder at the top of the order as we continue the battle with these horrific flesh monsters in the fog.
Alright,
do.
I'm going to first. I'm going to activate my piece of ammunition, and I will end up taking splash damage from this, but it doesn't matter too much. And I'm going to shoot him point blank.
Cool.
Nah, it could be worse. Unfortunate.
I will. Sorry, checking something here, and then you're good to go. I'm just making sure I take a crit.
I don't do damage unless I crit.
Mhm.
Gunslinger moment.
A gunslinger moment. Alright, you will smack the guy. You just
Didn't
hit him.
damage.
And I will apply the damage. Cool.
And then I'm going to.
Question your life choices.
True. Running reload backwards.
Alright. not have a reaction, so you don't have to worry about that.
And that's all 3 actions.
Cool. Alright. Its turn. So it's no longer fascinated, so I can get rid of that from it. There we go. Fascinated is gone. Awesome.
It is Dazzle.
True.
Is indeed Dazzle. Oh, what you gonna do?
When they come for you?
Sure.
I seem to have a weakness. Oh, fuck!
Alright, it's going to give a punch towards you.
I'd rather it didn't.
Move this punch.
I don't like this.
Punch!
Ooh, wow, that's a hit by 0.
Okay. And then it's going to whip over its horrific tentacle over towards you, Umbrin.
No,
I don't like this.
I will miss. Oh, that was targeting Calder still. Yeah. Does 20 hit you then, Umbrin?
I believe so.
No, your AC's 23.
Oh no, you're right. But for some reason, my screen froze.
Why is your AC better than mine? Do you have a shield?
No. Why is the whole game froze for me? I gotta reload.
Oh, weird.
Okay.
He does have +1 armor.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, that explains it.
And
He also has medium armor.
Okay.
Fair.
Reload.
Yeah, I got light armor.
Why are you not?
I'm gonna reload a few things. My stuff shouldn't interfere with you. I'm playing around
There
with
it goes. Now it's loading again.
Nice.
Yeah, now I can interact because it wasn't allowing me to click on anything. It was just like,
That's very weird. That is very weird. Anyway. Alright, that was its turn. Ixbanor.
Oh, you gotta roll damage that I can take.
Oh, you had punch damage.
Yes.
Punch damage. 16 punch damage.
Oof.
Ow.
Wow, that hits.
Yeah, they have a hard hit. I don't know if they've been rolling well, but they do have a hard hit.
No
That
shield
slaps.
block? Yeah, that wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, these guys are no joke.
Yes.
What was that 2d8s?
2d8 plus 7. So
Man.
I am
They do
glad I
less
decided
damage
to-
with their tentacle, but their tentacle is agile, so they start with a big punch and then they move on to the agile hits.
Ah, that tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Much higher chance to hit with the second hit.
Let's see.
How's the dazzle last when it leaves the cloud? That's the question. I'm gonna go back to your clouds.
Yeah, just when you're out of the cloud, you lose dazzle.
So let me get rid of dazzle from this dude. So he's no longer dazzle. He got slightly better then. Hey, so what you doing, Ixbanor?
Okay. I'm trying to decide if I should haste Umbrin or Calder. Calder. So at this point, I feel like we need to haste someone. I need to haste someone. I could also haste Talas.
Actually true. Well, I think pound for pound, my single target damage might be the best or second best.
Yeah, I feel like
If
you
I
have
can
the
crit.
heaviest hit. I feel like you have the heaviest hitting.
Oh,
which is why I'm
definitely.
thinking of hasting you.
Yeah,
Talas
I
can
would
hit
do him or
hard.
Talas.
Yeah, Talas can hit hard as well, but he's honestly got the tank, more of the tank thing,
Yeah. Like fatal
I'm gonna
D10s or
I'm probably gonna get this guy away from him in my turn.
With
That's fair.
that said, you could do 2 melee ignite attacks if I give it to you.
Yeah, but I'm probably I'm thinking I'm going to actually finally use my grasping spirits on my next spell and try to move the guy away from our gunslinger.
that would be nice.
Could also do. You know what? I think. Yeah, let's do this. Instead, well, no, I'm gonna haste because I do. Even though I feel like this is a, yeah. Let me cast haste. I'm gonna do it on Calder.
Thank you. My melee would be better if I weren't enfeebled.
Why was there a roll?
Strange.
That was weird.
Huh.
Did you? Anyway.
I think. What? I'm lost. What?
Yeah. So
All right. Anyway, okay. You hasted. Cool.
I hasted.
There's a bug here.
How many actions is that? That is 2.
2.
So I'm actually going to take cover as my extra action.
Smart.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, cool, great. I understand why it was bugged. I hadn't rolled the recovery check for the guy,
Oh.
so it was kind of like a little bug there. And that's why it automatically rolled it when you did something.
Okay, that makes sense.
Gotcha. Cool. So pasted and taken cover.
Yep.
All right. Umbrin.
Yep. Just in case that guy decides to breathe ice.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
I'm going to go. Here.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I figured. No. I figured out what I'm doing. Okay, cool. Great. For whatever reason, when it's rolling it weirdly. Something was a little bored with that token. It's fine. Okay, you're doing a thing. You're exploding stuff over there.
Yeah, I'm moving there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I am going to cast. Divine Lance, and I'm activating my grappling spirits.
Oh,
which
also,
I haven't done before.
Also, I didn't sustain it, so this goes away.
Yes.
Ooh, nice.
I felt like it
You
just
didn't
wasn't
hit it.
worth sustaining.
Let me ping my grasping spirits here.
I assume that the conceal stuff does it automatically.
No.
Not unless you have a thing that automatically rolls the flat check.
It didn't,
Yeah,
so I guess I need a flat D20 check from you, which I assume a 1 is a miss.
DC 5. Check.
Oh, DC 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
I believe
Oh
it's...
shit! Wait, can I use a hero point on that to reroll?
Sure! It's a
That's
D20
not
roll.
Yeah, let me do that.
I believe it's PF2E Workbench, where you can set it to automatically roll flat check. Oh, no, wait, it is actually just called PF2E Flat Check. I have that module.
Oh my
because...
god!
Wow.
Bruh. That's a bit
Wow.
unfortunate.
Yeah, because I was going to be able to move him over to where I am so he wasn't in your face.
Oh, it's unlucky. It's fine. We win some, we lose some.
Yeah, it's fine. Alright.
Apparently I can't fight tonight. Like, my non-fighting rolls...
Yeah, you got some great rolls in other places. But when it comes to fighting, apparently not as well. Anyway, Talas' turn.
Kill him. Talas, please.
okay.
Hold the beast back.
I will
Feature.
fake out. Let me know when he's gonna strike, and I'll fake out again.
What he's gonna strike? He's gonna strike this one.
No. Just when. Like, let me know beforehand.
Oh, well, it's basically gonna be a strike raise shield. So.
Oh, word. All
'Cause
right.
I
Here's
don't think you
the.
can demoralize these creatures. 'Cause that's
You know
not
what? It's worth a shot.
I mean, they might be able to be effective. I just have a strong feeling they can't be effective.
You know what? I can do a recall knowledge on my turn. For now, I'll do a fake out strike.
Actually, I should do a recall knowledge because I actually have a thing about that.
Ooh,
Oh, that was almost a crit. +1.
30 will unfortunately not be critical, but will still be a pretty good hit.
Well, you said it was DC 20, right?
Yes, I did.
If it's
30's
yeah, it was almost a critical.
It was almost a critical. With,
Yeah.
additional
Yeah,
bonus. Yeah,
close, but no cigar.
Still +1 to Talas's thing.
Yep.
At least your Talas's first strike. +1.
Yeah, just the one.
Now let me just check.
Happy it is no longer awful hot and slightly less moist.
That's good.
Yeah.
It was kind of like rainy and wet this afternoon.
I don't want to.
It's still sticky.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's the one nice thing about California is even though it's hot as ass a lot of the time, it's at least not a it's at least a dry heat.
Yeah.
Fair.
Dry heats are a lot better. I went to Vegas 5 times in my life. The one time it was like 110 out, and I'm like, that feels like 80.
Well, that is a critical hit.
Big
So-
hits. Dry heat's like all we had in Texas.
22. Pretty
Nice and
good
max damage.
Oh, dang. He has the critical specialization for it, but there's no one near it, so.
Choose one creature. Yeah, it has to be adjacent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Alright, well, you've done a great...
Well-
Talas kind of strikes into this creature and kind of just axes it a question.
Yep. And then does the +1 only apply to the first roll?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm afraid so.
Oh,
Fortunately,
critical.
Well,
it's a critical miss.
that's
Fortunately, there's nothing wrong with a critical miss here, but yes, a miss.
Yeah.
true.
So,
It could be worse.
Alright, and then I guess raise shields. Shut.
Yep.
Alright, so. Help you do that. There we go. I see it pop up there.
Well,
This
no,
guy
I
here.
had to remove one and then add it back in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I guess it's just going to do what it does best. Since you are there and not grouped up, it's not going to breath weapon, it's just going to smack. As soon as you moved apart, they stopped doing the breath weapon, because that's what they do when you're all crunched together.
I mean, it could attack 2 of us with a breath weapon.
It could
Try,
still do
but-
that. It's gonna punch Talas a couple of times. Anyway, melee strike. I think that misses.
It does.
Melee strike and melee strike.
Jeez. Okay. Finally,
A
a
5
turnaround on our
A
end.
5, a 9, and a 6 will definitely get it missing for you guys. All right. Calder.
No, righty.
And you are now
Sorry, it's
quickened.
still in your face.
It happens.
It's fine. I might. So, first action, we're going to make a strike.
Hit.
Hit. No criticals. Terrible damage. You love to see it. Next action, we're going to clear a path. So, since it's a two-handed weapon, I get shove him without needing a. That's going to be on map, but who cares? God is dead.
That is a critical failure. You are prone.
True. Well, guess I'll die now.
You do have one more action.
Yeah, I am just going to spend it getting up because I'll be fucked if I actually just die here.
I just realized Talas needs to roll those flat checks.
Also true. Yes, I also need to roll my flash.
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been a success on the first one because it's DC 5. Well, the second one doesn't matter because it was a miss anyway, so.
Okay, cool.
Um.
Mine would have also been fine.
Yes.
But that's all 3 actions.
What does the quicken
4.
do? I forget that.
Oh
Gives
wait,
them a-
it gives me 1 action I can use to stride or strike.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Let's
Step
leave.
strider strike, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stride over here.
Great.
And my gun is reloaded regardless of if the shove is successful or not.
It's gonna move here, and you know what it's gonna do?
Is it
It's got
breath
2
weapon?
Yeah,
actions.
reactive strike.
And it's come back.
Everything has reactive strike in this game, which is so nice.
It got a breath weapon. So I'm gonna roll this
Fuck.
here. Ow! Wow! Wow!
Oh my gosh. 366646.
That is almost max hostile GM. No.
Please roll me basic reflex saves.
Oh, please
Yeah,
let
which
this.
I only get a +9 for.
Oh Lord, please let this be a crit. I'll never watch Nollywood again.
You crit!
Oh!
Oh, thank God.
It is 2 successes. Now, it's crit success from you, Calder. Unfortunately, you will only succeed, Umbrin, so you will still take 15 damage.
I'm
It
so
is
sorry.
Not the 31 that I rolled.
True.
As that kind of weird kind of ice organ once again expel, and this like blast of like cold, like horrific liquid will kind of go all over you.
That would have put me at 4 hit points, dude.
That was a hell of a roll. All right.
Yeah, that was...
Oh my.
Okay, let me roll
That
for
was
recovery
a
check. Hey, it recovered. But it will take
Piss.
a couple of points of persistent damage.
Oh, it has to be low, please.
Why did that not appropriately do?
God, these things are tough.
Give me a second. This guy has been a little borked.
Just gonna delete him and replace him.
I really feel like I should. I'll redo his hit points, but I know it is. Yeah, and redo his initiative. That's fine. He's at 23 initiative, and I know what his hit points are. Is that deleted? Foundry's
No.
is kind of.
No, I still see it.
Nah, not on my screen.
Why is Foundry so borked? Foundry is just kind of borked for me
It
a little bit.
completely froze for me. I had to get out and go back in.
Foundry, update 13. Nothing works.
Kind of is being like that. I don't know what they did, but
Death of
it is not like, well, no, like their 13 update just does not feel stable. Like they should have let it cook a little bit more.
I mean, did they say it was going to be a stable release, or is it still in...
No, they did say it was a stable release.
Oh.
It's supposed to be, yeah, I'm fairly certain.
That's this one. I'm gonna change it to
Yeah, 20.
that, and you have that hit points, and you are concealed, and that's the only thing that's going with you. So now it's in proper position and working again. Hopefully.
Nice.
Cool. And that's the correct hit points. Alright, Ixbanor. Go.
Okay. So, I think what I'm going to do... Yeah, let's do a, Actually, I kind of want to do it to the guy Talas is fighting, just because Talas is kind of on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm going to befuddle.
Okay. I need you to roll me a physical save.
Oh. Okay.
Cool.
25.
Continue your
Nice.
actions.
Okay. I'm casting Befuddle on... Yeah, the one in front of Talas.
Okay. Let me click on this dude, and then click this here.
Oh, it is mental.
Well, he will critically fail. So
He's
clumsy,
Clumsy
3,
3, Stupefied 3, and Confused.
Wow. Befuddle. Wow. Rank 1 spell, by the way.
Yeah, but it only lasts... It's till the start of my next turn, so it's only one round.
That's true, but that's the perfect spell to be like... you point at someone and say, wow, nice brain, idiot. And then your gaggle of dudes beat him up.
I mean, it is very good. To be fair, like...
In one round, though.
Critical
did roll a
failures
2.
Are,
Yeah.
critical failure. The critical failure adding the confused is interesting. I mean that. The problem with that is it will just attack Talas because he's next to him. So,
True. Also mental, so it's never going to work on like undead constructs or anything like that.
These are
Yeah.
technically... It's kind of a construct, but also not. It's weird.
Well,
Anyway.
there's mental and mind affecting. There are two different tags. If it has a brain, it can be affected by mental. But if it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Things like
Yeah.
clockworks and undead are immune to mental effects, but not all constructs are immune. It's
All right.
weird.
What is your final action then, Ixbanor? Or are you just gonna take cover?
do I have anything else to do?
You take cover again.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Hold on, I need to look at how this works real fast.
Is it the Flesh Forge
Okay,
Go Die
is
spell?
Umbrin or Calder? Are either of you really hurt?
We're about
Yeah,
equally
close to
hurt.
half, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Uh-huh.
both like almost.
If
exactly the
everybody's
same
at like
HP.
half health except for you,
But
because
I'm also
you had the spell.
planning on using Vampiric Feast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because can't see Calder's health.
I'm at 35 and Umbrin's at 37, and we both have 63 max.
So I forget. So is it? I think it's not an action to release your hand from a weapon. Basically, okay.
No.
What are your guys' hand situations?
Both of my hands are taking up. My gun is a two-handed weapon. It's a free action to
Basically-
change grip to one.
Basically, my thought is I'm going to draw a potion, and then on my next turn I can use Thoughtful Gift, which will just teleport it into your hand.
Oh,
Give it to him.
Okay. So
I
you
can
have
work
to have a
with that.
hand free on my next turn.
okay. I can just switch to one-handed at the end of mine.
Okay.
Because I
Yeah.
normally
Anyway.
have my staff and mace out.
So I'm gonna draw. So my last action is to draw my versatile vial.
Thank you. Umbrin.
Okay. Well, I am going to step up to this freaking asshole.
Ooh. Oh, sorry. Gotta roll something here. Almost forgot to. Not that it might matter. Another 2. If it comes up. I don't know.
And I'm going to cast Vampiric Feast.
Mmm. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's a basic fortitude.
Okay. Click on this thing. Roll basic fortitude. It will succeed.
Oh, mother!
Man.
Basic still means half damage.
Yeah.
It does
they
still
think-
take half damage.
Equal to half, and you're only getting temp HP equal to half the damage it takes.
Yeah.
So
Ah,
it
you
will
know
take
what?
half, which will be
So I'll gain
12.
6 temp HP.
Yeah.
Better
Still
than, better than
12
nothing.
is not bad overall.
Yeah.
And
No.
six is still a good
Oh.
chunk to avoid.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Oh! That's what that is on that list. It's apparently immune to void damage.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, shit.
Ah. Well,
So that did nothing.
like,
Correct.
I don't know what most of these... It's got, like, a weird list of immunities, and it's sort of like trying to figure out this immunities this thing has. It's sort of like, I don't
Great.
understand.
By default, most constructs are immune to anything death, traded, bleed, like drain, fatigue, void, vitality.
That's
Yeah,
kind
there's
of
a
most of
list.
what's on this list, yeah.
Yeah, there is a because void is technically, it takes away their health.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's like the standard construct.
Finally, something I'm like, yes, I can do this at least. Temporary hit points.
Oh,
No.
that sucks.
I'm just going to do nothing this fight and just take a shit ton of damage. Okay.
You're absorbing it so someone else can shoot it in the face. Talas.
I feel bad.
One more hit, I'm probably dead.
This is very unfortunate. We can save you. We can rebuild you.
The Talas is going to just strike. Do you
I
want
got-
to...
A fake out coming.
Yep.
Please be a 30.
Unfortunately, not a 30,
+1.
but it will get a +1.
Okay. Another crit.
Hey.
The entire list of things that you added make that a crit.
The
Clumsy,
See.
off guard, confused, yes.
off
All right.
guard. confused.
I mean, that's why you do it.
You gave him like leprosy.
Not a great roll overall, but we will apply that 14 damage critical.
I gave him anxiety.
Alright, what action?
And then, well, and then second attack, and then...
That will hit. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Take some more
I mean,
damage.
that's kind of why... Actually, you know what? I'm going to... Well, I still have an action. Instead of Raise Shield, because of the debuffs, Talas is going to hit him one more time.
Oh, okay.
I cast Minor Inconvenience.
Still a hit.
Oh, wow, another hit.
We'll add
Yeah,
damage.
that was
Add it on. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm like, you know what? All those debuffs, it's worth doing an extra attempt.
Alright, let's get some strikes here.
Oh, hold on. There's
Uh-huh,
another set of things that needs to be done.
Great.
5, 14. Okay, so the last one misses, so he doesn't take the last
7.
Cool. I reapplied it once.
Oh, well.
I guess 20 will not hit Talas, right?
Let me check.
AC 25 for Talas
Yeah.
Skullshatter.
That was
Well,
targeting
no, his
itself
AC
accidentally.
His AC should be 23, because I need to unknow.
Alright.
Because he did
That's
not raise his
its
shield
stuff.
this turn.
Oh.
Calder.
Alright, I gotta get that off my boy.
Please, thank you.
Oh, man. Oh, you know what? I'm going to swap to my melee configuration, since I'm wielding a combination weapon. I will use my hasted action to step. So first action, I will attempt a melee strike.
Alright. That
Good.
will hit.
And because it's a combination weapon, I can immediately, with a ranged strike, expelling the weapon. Yeah!
That will unfortunately miss.
It's fine. The melee configuration does D10s at base, so it's...
Apparently it is only strike and stride. I thought it also was step. But it doesn't matter. You could have stride.
Then I'll just take the one move stride, so 15.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I'm going to running reload behind it and get it off guard.
Okay. So I will fly off guard to it. Very off guard.
And hopefully switch its attention to me.
Alright. Then it will, honestly,
See though, so
it's going to use its punch on you, Umbrin, because you're in front of it, and then it's going to tentacle twice on the person behind it. It does seem to do the main hit on the one in front of it, and then the other two on the other person. So it's going to do that again. So it's going
That's
to
fair.
try to punch you. 24 to hit you.
yes.
Oh!
So you take 15.
Oh my lord, dude.
And then it will tentacle towards you. That will miss. That. Why was that Umbrin? I should have switched targets.
These flesh forge are not...
Oh, I see. I have to switch off the target there.
Yeah.
Does 20 hit you?
No. AC 22.
Okay, and then it will hit you again. It's that. It will miss you.
Oh.
It's second tentacle.
I clicked damage to take it, but it did it to Talas.
Oh, where you clicked
Huh.
onto Talas?
I didn't
Oh.
click on Talas.
There's some hit points back on Talas.
Let me try and see if it'll let me.
No.
That was
Did
Talas again.
Click
Um,
on Talas?
press
I
tab and
clicked
see if
on
it
Talas.
switches to your character, and then click damage.
There's your current hit points. There you go.
That's
Ironically, you were both at 37.
Damage. Nope, it did it to Talas again.
You just, it's. I don't know.
Huh.
I manually entered it. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, I see. You manually did it to me, so
Yeah.
Or-
Ixbanor.
Okay.
Foundry update 13.
Does this guy lose it at the end of your turn? You said.
At the start of my turn.
mean,
So basically,
22.
Basically, I have to. It's basically for allies. I cannot take advantage of it.
Alright, so it's no longer stupefy, confused, or that.
Change of plans. Maybe thoughtful gift that potion over to Umbrin.
No, I
Yeah.
have no free hands. I have my mace and my staff out.
Oh.
So
Yeah, and you have to. In free actions, you do have to take on your turn. So.
And it's no longer dazzled. You got rid of your spell, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Would not have been dazzled for a while.
I know, but I just.
just give it to someone who has a free hand. It's fine.
Let me read to see if you don't have a free hand. I think it'll just go on the floor next to you, meaning you can pick it up on your turn.
Oh,
That's
okay.
more actions.
Yeah, that's
so you have to
fine.
take an action.
Just give it to someone. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just an action to pick up, so it's no different.
I'm just gonna try to kill this thing.
Hopefully, it's close.
Well, so I'm basically doing quick alchemy. Hold on, let me actually do this. Quick alchemy.
They both have taken a lot of damage.
Yep.
You can definitely see you've done damage to them, at very least.
Okay.
In easy terms, they have hit the bloodied condition, both of them.
Okay, so they're at least half.
Yes.
Or at most.
And I'm going to. I mean, so I am going to give this to.
There's 10 minutes.
I'm not allowed to move items to this character. I'm gonna move it to the party sheet then, and then you can take it from there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's the elixir of life lesser.
Cool.
Alright. What else are you doing? Ixbanor?
So I had to craft it, then I had to pass it. I'm gonna take cover.
Okay. Alright, Umbrin.
Okay. Well, let's see if I can actually do anything here.
I will have said, so, like, you have discovered that it is, like, somehow some kind of constructed creature, you know, artificial, so it does seem to be kind of immune to some more life-based things. Again, I'm like, it's a thing!
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have life, so it can't take void damage. That's basically how it goes.
Yeah.
Yay, 23 actually hits!
Ah, that's pretty decent.
Well, don't forget your flat check.
Oh yeah, because it is a...
It does have the conceal.
Yeah. DC 5.
And now everything is frozen for me again.
It
Wonderful.
did that. It did that for a second to me too, but then it's.
Like, it's nothing on my end at this point in time, though I have had some issues with it today, so I don't know.
I think it's just Foundry servers.
Well, it's not a
I can roll a d20, we'll see what it is.
That's the whole point of it.
I rolled you a 5. Hey, that's a hit.
Are you not working off Forge?
Now it's working. There we go.
No, he's just running it off his computer.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
So let me roll damage. Roll damage.
And there's nothing going on with my computer. I actually checked it earlier and see something.
Not terrible.
Use your ignition is what you used, right?
Yeah. So that's 14 fire, if fire matters.
No. And boom, you've taken it out.
Oh, I took it out?
Oh, thank God.
As you kind of blast into it then, like, as it's kind of like, smacking you with its one, like, fist, kind of like tearing into you, and then whipping its tentacle back to kind of hit Calder. You can kind of see that it kind of, like, whipped back, and was kind of almost a little distracted. You managed to get that, like, punch into its gut as the fire blast happened out, and the creature then kind of, like, just kind of, like, wobbles for a moment, and then kind of collapses in a kind of heap there.
Nice.
Kind of steaming a little bit. As that kind of, like, sack on its throat kind of bursts open, and then you can kind of see, like, the remains of it then freeze over.
Oh, cool.
Anyway.
I have one action left, so maybe looking at my stuff to see if there's something useful.
think I know what's going wrong with Foundry.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
I just looked up their version 13 and it says this.
I'm gonna
Version
just step there and be done.
So version 13 contains updates to dependent packages which require full reinstallation. You must uninstall your existing version of Foundry, and most notably, version 13 now requires Node 20+. So that might be why we're having some issues.
That would
I'll
make
take a look
sense.
at it. I'll take a look.
Yeah, so you might need to uninstall and reinstall. It shouldn't affect any of your user data. It should just affect the base Foundry itself if you do that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that might actually be why we've had so many problems.
We haven't had as many problems
Before
in
you
previous
updated
weeks.
that it, would flash that to you.
But again, the thing
Yeah,
is, over the past couple of weeks, it hasn't been as bad as this. This has been the worst. I think that there's just been stuff going on in the background. I don't know. I'll look into it. I'll try.
Well, you got to remember, people have also been updating their modules to work better with it, and maybe that's
Causing
hitting
more issues,
into
yeah.
some of those
Yeah.
issues because of that. Yeah, that might be true. Anyway, Talas, what you doing, Talas?
Kill him.
needed soul.
Please.
Oh, Talas, sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot I was controlling Talas for a second. I'm like,
yeah. Look, if you want me to, again, you volunteered to take it, so just
I don't mind.
Okay.
Fake
I'm
out.
just gonna literally go. Oh, you're gonna do fake out. Okay.
Yar. Please. 30. I just get like a 14.
Uh,
+1.
you have such a
You
good.
do, you do have a good chance of getting that 30. You just have been unfortunate just not rolling it.
I know, right?
Critical again. Let's do
Nice.
the one before I even roll.
Yeah.
Really?
Cool.
And I hit, so critical.
Full damage.
Decent damage.
Decent damage.
Another 14.
And we're gonna do now the second attack. That's
I'll
gonna
miss.
miss either way. And then now he's gonna ratio it. Because it does. It's not a plethora of horrible. Oh, also, did it pass its turn? What did it do on its turn last time?
3 swings.
3 swings.
Yeah,
It just didn't
They all
hit any.
miss. They just all miss.
yeah. Well, my point is, it was confused. So
Oh god. I
it
think
didn't hit
Talos
any,
was
so
the
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You use use all your actions to strike or cast defensive cantrips. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Yep. So it would have been the same anyway.
Alright, it's just going to, pouch. And then, tentacle,
Oh, just hit.
and tentacle. And those miss. But it will pouch. I'll roll the damage here. I don't know what you're applying. It would be 20 damage to Talas.
Oof.
Okay. Very
That's
low.
rough.
Calder.
Oh my god, please let me crit him. I can do insane damage if I just crit.
You had a really good strike earlier on the one. You just haven't had some good rolls since.
Yeah, I peaked. I peaked in round 1 of combat. It's all downhill from here.
Dude, how bad does Talas look? Ooh.
Oh, yeah. No, Talas is at,
17.
Pretty
He's
bad.
slightly better than me.
he's slightly lower than a quarter.
Yeah, he's
still
at
pretty bad,
17
though.
to your 22.
So I will use my hasted action to fire.
That'll be crit.
Crit!
Oh, finally.
Roll your flat check, though.
No! Slash out 1d20.
It's a 10.
Oh, thank God.
Yay!
Behold. Like 5d10 damage.
Anyway, I'm just gonna roll this as it explodes. Anyway.
Yeah, so you know, gets one last hit on Talas as you just shoot it, and its head just explodes.
Just
Yeah.
pop. Oh,
Um,
Lord.
Again, similar to before, like the strange, like icy liquid kind of bursts out from that kind of sack and kind of like freezes what remains. Like you shoot its head off, and so like it like almost like a spigot, it kind of like spurts out over top of it, and it kind of freezes its corpse in place, kind of standing there in a weird way. All right, we will end the encounter. Awesome.
Not my greatest work.
Anyway,
Might need this. I'll like pick up the elixir and throw it to Umbrin.
Well,
Oh yeah, that actually
first
works.
I'm going to switch out my stabs for a second.
It's in the party stash, the elixir of life closer.
Yeah, I'll take it in a second. First, I'm going to say, everyone gather around me.
Well, technically you need to take it right now because it only lasts a round.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'll take it first. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, dude. I've not fought many Flesh Forge prototypes. What level creatures are those?
they were 5.
Oh,
It's
okay,
two
that
fives.
explains it.
It was a moderate encounter. It was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
You would have fought a different version of those if you'd fought the bosses and the previous thing. So these were just a version of the same boss that I set up before.
That's fair.
I will apply this healing to Talas.
Well, no, that
No,
was
that was
to...
for me.
No, that's
sorry.
yeah, that's
Under.
the elixir of life he's drinking.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
13.
again, that
Not,
didn't...
not bad.
Take 13 more damage.
Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Sorry. That's like average. That's pretty
You
easy.
do have to unapply it directly to your hit points too, because it
Oh,
doesn't
wait,
get rid of
yeah, it
when you
didn't
hit unapply. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been noticing it. It doesn't do that. There you go.
Yeah,
Take
there's some broken
13 more.
stuff, and that's why I'm thinking, like, some of that base stuff might be some of the issues.
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
Well, now that that's done, now I'm going to cast Heal.
Mhm.
Nice.
Because why wouldn't I?
Indeed.
I'm off, kind of examining the cauldron. I'm literally not hurt. So it
Nice
doesn't
full
matter.
HP. Nice full
Look,
HP,
And
sorcerer.
Hold on, everything just froze for me.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair. You have the least amount of HP out of all of us.
I literally, like,
Yeah.
if I get hit, I mean, so let me put it this way: the first combat we did, I got one shot.
Full caster moment.
You got eaten.
Yeah, literally,
Oh
it
my
bit me
lord,
and
dude.
one shot me. It was a
Which-
warg and it
oh
just
no,
bit me.
the rat was swallowed. I'm sorry.
The rat was swallowed, but I was one shot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
At this point, Tansis, if you want to click the button for the heal for me, it's frozen
3.
again on
Yep.
my side.
Gotcha.
I don't know why it keeps freezing for me.
6. Not a bad roll.
I mean,
That's pretty good. I mean, overall, that's 3d6 healing from a first rank spell.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Have you? Oh,
Or 3d8.
oh, +1. Because it's
Ah.
the staff.
Oh, cool. Okay, so that puts
plus
me at
1.
42
Yeah, because it's from
instead.
the staff.
Alright.
All right, I got it.
Did you get it to yourself? You haven't
I
gotten it.
had,
so far.
I'll
add that.
Now I can.
There you go. There you go. I got it for you.
Okay.
Oh,
Decent
plus
amount of
1.
hit
You have to
points.
do one more. Give
Yeah,
yourself
I'll-
one more.
I'll give myself one.
So I'm gonna click
Yeah,
this.
I'm unfrozen now.
I assume because that Talas is going to cast lay on hands on someone.
Yeah, probably himself. Let's be
yeah,
real. He is-
Talas is
Good
still
to
looking.
himself, I can also use another cast from the staff.
Talas is still looking really rough.
I could also give someone another potion. We also have potions in the group loot.
I know,
How
but
many-
I have staff things, though. Might as well use that.
True. 18. Yeah. Lay on hands is so
Because-
good.
I'll
have 3
give
uses
Talas
of it a
18 hit
day.
points. There you go. Talas has 18 hit points. So 42, 42, 42. You're all at 42!
We're good for the rest of the adventure.
I'm gonna heal us again.
Are you trying to...
Well, yeah, that was lay on hands.
No, I already applied it.
Yeah, he already
Oh.
did it.
Yeah,
Why did
I
it
said I...
work twice. Wait, what? That's weird. Oh, you rolled it and I rolled it. We both rolled it. Okay.
Yes.
It's a little laggy. It feels a little laggy.
Yeah.
I think the,
So
like,
let me
some of the-
cast.
heal again.
And
I'll let you do it this time.
Yeah,
One
I
other-
have it this time, so.
Another
now
D8
it's
plus.
perfect.
Another D8 plus
Yeah, let
1
me
for
actually
all of
put a
us.
+1.
This will be pretty good.
The Foundry just has been, like, laggy today, which is weird.
It didn't add the +1, so it's 4.
4 total.
I'll do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that puts me at 46, which is
Yeah, I think we're all at
bad.
46.
Oh yeah, we are all at 46.
Well, I can do it 3 more times total. So I can do it.
That is, I mean,
Since I
that
have
is
the
only one
wand,
per
I can do it
day.
myself, and I have 1 more for the staff.
I do the same one.
I feel like operating off of, because that's
Yeah, but if we get another fight somewhat similar to that,
true. That would be pretty rough.
I'm gonna
Maybe-
cast it 1 more time.
Yeah. Maybe
I'll
one more
finish
time,
off
and
the
then
staff.
because we don't want to burn through all of it at once.
Yeah.
That should have been easier even for a moderate encounter. I was just doo-doo.
Well, we all also like Umbrin literally didn't hit a single time either.
Also
so-
true. Just
It was
unlucky
just
rolls across the board.
Luck in a lot of ways that would just very good.
Yeah.
Well, add 1 to this. I giving up on figuring it out. 5.
5, that's not bad. And then the Flesh Forge, for some reason, we're swinging like Prime Mike Tyson. Just putting in that premium.
They were. I was surprised with how I roll sometimes that none of them crit you, because that would have been awful.
Devastating.
Yeah.
They did have on their primary attack plus 15.
Oh my lord. That's
So-
almost as good as me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Genuinely
That sounds-
insane.
sounds about
So it's the plus 15 then on the big punch for a lot of damage, and then the lesser one was plus 7 or plus 11 plus 7. So it was just sort of like whack, tentacle.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
dude.
No, because if it was a moderate encounter, that means they would have been, I think, like 1 level above us.
Because there was
moderate?
2 of them.
Yeah, 'cause
it was
two of
moderate.
For moderate.
Yeah.
Yep, it fits
Two of
into
them
the
moderate, 1
XP
level above
budget
us.
for a moderate encounter for like 4 characters.
Mm-hmm. It was 'twas the boss / kind of mini boss of this area. So you have defeated the horrific creatures for now. I guess we'll technically end it here before we continue more, because we are at that time, and now that we've healed up from this combat. Unfortunately, as much as you've stopped the source of whatever was coming out here, the place still is filled with a lot of this gas. So,
Yeah.
good news, it's not getting worse.
Good news, it's not flammable.
True.
Also,
Did
well,
anyone
yes.
use fire?
I used
Yes.
Ignite.
Okay, you did.
you did use Ignite.
Uh-oh.
Aha. It was at the end there. I have to check something here.
Uh-oh.
I don't think it's flammable.
Whole facility lights up in flames, and then Dark Souls banner like Invader banished.
Yeah, there it was. Nice.
You're good. Okay. It does not explode into fire.
I mean, it probably wouldn't have killed us. Well,
It would have hurt
No.
us at least.
it would have hurt.
One
really
last thing to finish us off. I will need, which we won't figure out what this will do, a will save from both Calder and Ixbanor.
Oh,
Basic will saves, please.
bad. I'm actually going to fail this time.
That's a pretty good roll.
One of my better rolls.
Pretty good rolls there.
Okay, I keep
cool.
rolling well on these.
Nice.
Keep rolling. You know,
I only
All right.
failed that first one, and that seemed to have not been a big deal.
maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. We'll have to find out next time. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. That was a fun little bit of adventure there. You have found some information about what's going on here, though there's stuff that's really strange going on in this place. Strange thing, the place is seemingly half abandoned, and you have to find a new way out.
Find a new way out. Yeah.
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 Your way in the first place wouldn't be very easy to go in. Not impossible. A massive
is
slick
a-
shoot of blood.
There is a weird black portal that we could use, though. Maybe.
That's
You never
I don't
know.
know where that goes.
No,
Maybe
we
don't go through the ominous black hell portal in the Dreadlord, in one of the Dreadlord's holds.
It
I'm
does
gonna
seem to be
say this
connected
now
to the
so I
shadow.
don't forget.
Yeah. Oh.
I am going to break off one of their tentacles.
Okay. Cool.
So we have at least the material of what this thing is.
Yeah. You get the... I best described it as, this seems to have been a failed experiment, or maybe, like, just something they threw together out of leftover parts. From all the horrible experiments they were doing. You know,
I'm just gonna put icy tentacle on my sheet.
they are a little frozen now, because the blast there. Anyway, I guess, Wyrm, you're the one that normally has a shout out, unless anybody else does. I'll let you give yours for where to find you online. I'll throw it in the chat here.
I am Diamond Wyrm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWyrm, at DiamondWyrm on Twitter and Blue Sky, and DiamondWyrm9234 on YouTube. My next stream will probably be Friday.
Nice.
So, myself, as the continued GM here, Captain Dracovin, please check me out on various places, social medias that are always linked below. Hey, if you're joining me on the YouTube, please remember to do the YouTube stuff over there. And, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we should be back next week. I mean, I'll be back for my normal schedule for this week, but make sure to check us out next Wednesday at 8, where we'll continue exploring here, and it will be fun times. Probably.
Unless we die. Death can be fun.
Death can be fun. Anyway, it is indeed a tentacle possible. I saw that in their chat. Anyway, farewell, everybody.